Good evening and welcome to episode 56. As always, we will start with our gratitude attitude. So, if you will, please gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, relax your body. Take another deep breath. As you exhale, relax all your muscles. Take one more deep breath. This time, completely let yourself go. Now, think of one thing that happened to you in the past week that you are thankful for. Once you have identified that, think about why you are thankful. And now let's set it free. If you're by yourself, say it out loud what you are thankful for and why. If you are with someone, tell it to each other. All right, let's talk about control today. I used to be a control freak. My wife probably tell you I still am. I would make sure that everything was planned to a T and there was a backup of a backup plan. As I matured, I realized that this was just all an illusion. I thought I had control of events, but in reality, I was just planning for contingencies. So when things don't pan out, I still felt in control because of those contingencies. I hope it makes sense. So today, let's talk about why control is an illusion and how we can free ourselves from its grips. So the first thing we should try to figure out is how do we know if someone is a control freak? Remember, acceptance is half the battle. There are a few telltale signs. Two of the biggest signs are micromanaging and dislike of ambiguity. People who are control freaks generally don't like ambiguity. They like certainty. They like to know everything so they can plan for every eventuality. Life doesn't work that way. Life is full of events that are beyond your control. It is tough for them to accept that. They also tend to micromanage in the hope for the desired outcome. So before we discuss how to navigate control issues, let's dig into what is the illusion of control. The phrase the illusion of control was coined by Alan Langer, a Harvard psychologist. The illusion of control is overestimating one's ability to control events. Overestimating one's ability to control events. Like I mentioned earlier, because you have planned for every contingency, you feel that you're controlling events. Even then, or even when events are spiraling out of control. The illusion of control occurs because we think we are rational people and we make thoughtful decisions. The illusion of control appears when the outcome of an event has some amount of randomness attached to it, which is most things in life, by the way. We want to feel that it was all us, so our illusion of control bias kicks in, which actually leads to making irrational decisions because we think that random outcomes was based on our process or our system. However, it's not all doom and gloom. There is some positive things coming out of illusion of control because it creates motivation. It makes one feel better about themselves. It may allow them to make healthier choices. So, who tends to have the illusion of control? In general, people who are perfectionists tend to develop this syndrome. The best way to cope with this is to realize that life is about progress, not perfection. It's about progress, not perfection. I think we talked about that at length sometime in the past. You see, when we begin to value progress as opposed to the perfection, we'll see success every step of the way, as opposed to at the end of the process. And that's the key, right? Measuring success in small chunks. When we begin to seek success in small steps, it will allow us to celebrate those successes, which eliminates the perfectionist mind because you're already celebrating, right? So once the mindset is all about progress, the illusion of control naturally fades because we are looking at progress and not perfection. Another way to deal with illusion is to ask for opinions. The more you value other people's opinion, the more you realize that there is no one size fits all solution for anything, quite frankly. Everyone has a different view as to what success looks like in a given situation, right? So there is no more perfect solution. If there is no more perfect solution, controlling events towards a specific solution no longer makes sense when a variety of solutions are perfectly acceptable. So I saw this interesting thing on the internet about illusion of control. Quite frankly, I'm not sure this is true or not because I couldn't find any research backing it up. So please take it with a grain of salt. This article claims that after the American for Disability Act was passed in the US, all the closed door buttons in US elevators are deactivated. All doors remain open for a minimum period of time after the last button was pushed to make sure that disabled people have a chance to get into the elevator. This article claims that the buttons are still installed in elevators to give riders that illusion of control. so that they feel that they are the one who pushing the button and door closes, but there is no such thing. How crazy is that? Again, I don't know if this is true or not, but that's what the article claims. One thing I've realized over the years is that there is no such thing as control actually. It's all an illusion. We all like to feel that our lives and events are in our control in some way. However, I believe we feel that way because other people's agendas match with our agendas sometimes. And that makes us feel that control. Otherwise, everyone is working to their own agenda. When they don't match with yours, you will soon find out that you have no control. Even in the smallest things, right? In your family, if your and your significant others' agendas match, everything's going smooth, you feel like you're in charge. Moment you have different agenda for any specific item, right? You realize you're not in charge. Say you're working on a project. You have a client and your staff. Now, when the client provides you information as to what they need in a timely manner, and your staff performs their work in a timely manner, you feel that illusion of control in getting your projects completed. But let's say if the client has a higher priority task and does not respond to your queries in a timely manner. You can't solve the problem because they're not telling you what the problem is, right? Or if your staff has a family situation that takes their time away from work, all of a sudden your illusion shatters. So next time you feel like you are in control, remember this. It's actually helpful to remember when things seem to spiral out of control. Because again, they might as well snap right back before you know it, right? Just as they spiraled out of control, they can, put back in a moment's notice. So how do we cope with this? It's a lot easier than you think. The most important thing is to be realistic about outcomes and expectations. Another thing is to accept the fact that majority of your life events are full of unknowns. When you accept and embrace the unknowns, the need for control no longer exists. It also helps to be vulnerable. It is okay to ask for help and show vulnerability. And most importantly, we must realize that happiness lies within us. If events seem out of control, that should not affect our inner peace. Remember, pain and pleasure are within us. And that's all this is about, right? Every week we talk about this, is to whatever the outside world brings, it should not affect our inner peace. So in our meditation today, we'll first settle down in our hearts, as always, right? Then we'll perform what is known as the absorption of cessation meditation. All that means is no thoughts, no feeling, no sensation. We do this by imagining that we are a piece of wood. A piece of wood has no thoughts. It has no feelings. It has no emotions. Just like that, we'll stay still in our mind, experiencing a deep peace. And we'll hold that peace as long as we can. So if you are ready, let's begin. Let's get into a meditation posture. Sit in a cross-legged position if you can. If you are on a chair, make sure your legs are straight, your back upright, spine erect, shoulders leveled, eyes gently closed. Keep your mouth just a little bit open. That way, any tension you may be carrying in your jaws dissipates. Put your palms in your lap, right over left, thumbs gently touching each other. Now, take a deep breath. As you exhale, relax yourself. Take another deep breath. As you exhale, completely let yourself go. Bring your attention to the sensation of your breath at your nostrils. Feel the cool air as you breathe in. Feel slightly warmer air as you breathe out. Keep your focus on the sensation of your breath for about a minute or so on your own. Now, bring your attention at your heart. Imagine everything that happened before this moment melts away in light and disappears. things that have not yet happened are not real anyway. So it is just this moment. Enjoy the peace this moment brings. There's nothing to do, nowhere to go. It is just this moment. Let peacefulness of this moment bring the next peaceful moment. Now, imagine you are a piece of wood. A piece of wood has no feelings, it has no thoughts, it has no emotions. Just sit there as if you are a piece of wood. No thoughts, no feelings, no emotions. If a thought arises, remind yourself you are a piece of wood. No thoughts, no feelings, no emotions. If you find yourself in a different world, just come back. Focus on your breathing for about 10 breaths. Imagine you are a piece of wood. A piece of wood has no thoughts, no feelings, no emotions. Just be. When you are ready, gently open your eyes. Any questions?
You know,
Yeah.
today I heard meditation referenced as magical. I still have to work really hard at it. When would it get to that point, or how?
So let me understand your question real quick, Liz. You're trying to figure out when you would get to a point where thoughts stop.
Yeah, where I can really enjoy it, like because to me it's constantly trying to stop my thoughts.
Okay. Um, how often, like, do you do meditation beyond our Tuesday sessions?
Occasionally.
Okay. So what I would recommend is on our blog, meditativeman.org, I have guided meditations.
Yeah.
And the very first one is just a breathing meditation. Okay, so it's about 12 or 13 minutes of just breathing, nothing else.
Mhm.
So if you focus on just your breathing, usually once you master that, you'd be able to easily manage the rest of them, because that's, see, our mind cannot focus on more than one thing at a time. So if you're strictly focused on the sensation of your breath in and
Right.
out,
Yeah.
then you're not thinking. So just keep focusing on that for 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes at a time.
Okay.
And then once you get to almost 10 minutes, then rest of them will come easily.
Okay. I'll look it up. Thank you.
Yeah, and try at least once a day for a week. I think that will help.
Okay.
Yeah.
For 10 minutes?
Yeah. I think it's a 30-minute meditation on the blog.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So just do, once a day. That's it.
Great. Okay. Thanks, Tarun.
Fine. You're welcome. Any other questions?